At this point in time, I'd like to talk to you about the three purposes of boundaries and why boundaries are important. So number one, boundaries keep others from disrespecting or abusing us in any way. Number two is the opposite. It keeps us accountable and it keeps us from disrespecting or abusing others in any way. And then the final one is that it helps us to maintain a sense of self, a sense of identity of who am I separate from everyone else. So I want you to think about your own life and maybe individuals that you've had interactions with in the past, and think about, have you ever been in a relationship or have you observed somebody who's in a relationship where that person becomes the central focus of their life and they kind of drop off with everybody else, their family and their friends, and what you notice happen. So what happens in those types of relationships is the two individuals sometimes become enmeshed and they lose themselves in that relationship, their sense of identity, and whatever this person does, they want to do, and they spend their time how this person wants to spend their time rather than maintaining their sense of self and spending time together, but still essentially like maintaining who they are. And in those relationships, the expectations can be very high of hoping that person can make them happy. And so there needs to be an awareness of it's one's own responsibility to make ourselves happy and to not require that of somebody that you're in a relationship to do that, because it's not their responsibility, it's our own responsibility. And what can happen in those relationships is if they have not maintained and nurtured those outside relationships, they're more likely to stay in unhealthy and toxic relationships for a longer period of time because they know that they have nobody else to fall back on. So when you think of people in your life, it's really important to have a good social support system, a good social network, and it can include a variety of individuals who can meet your needs because, again, not one person can meet all of your needs. So you maybe need someone who's a good listener. You might need someone who really challenges you from time to time. There might be individuals who you just share similar and common hobbies and interests and enjoy spending time together. So when you get in those relationships, sometimes those intimate relationships, make sure that you maintain that outside network so that you're not placing too many demands on one person. And then if that relationship is in fact healthy, you have that support system to go back to. So those are the three purposes of boundaries. I'll review one more time. It's to keep others from mistreating or abusing us. It's to keep us from mistreating or abusing others. And finally, it's to maintain a sense of self, a sense of identity of who I am separate from others.